Let's see here. Happy Friday. What's happening, everybody? If you jump on, let me know. Say hello. I'm back in the home office after being on the road for the last 3 weeks. It's good to be back for a little bit. Tina, morning. How are you, dear? How's the little one doing? Yeah. Happy Friday. Weekend is here. It's Red Friday. Remember, everyone deployed. All of our brothers and sisters in arms. A lot going on this morning. Shout out to my boy John over at Simper Savage, is one of our sponsors. Make sure you check them out. Had a just an awesome conversation with John this morning. Love talking to him. So it's good times. Him and I are working on something that I think you guys are going to like. We're going to bring to you here in a couple weeks. So, yeah, Friday, weekend. It's time for that HMG weekly wrap-up. And we got a lot to cover, so strap in because I'm going to get started because I got stuff to do today as well. First off, I want to make a couple of announcements here. Everything that's going on in the world today, we live in a crazy world. And I'm really hoping, I'm going to kind of set the tone for this later on. I'm hoping that people stop being pricks to each other. Be good. You can have a disagreement. You don't have to agree with your neighbor, but have the respect with each other. Because a lot of the stuff that's going on, we don't really know too much about. I think too many people rely on the mainstream media, and that is a crappy source. And you stop doing that. Start going out, researching stuff yourself, come up with your own conclusions, and let's sit down and have respectful conversations with each other. That's all I'm going to say about that. I love you guys. That being said, let me see here. I had the first up in the queue. We have, don't forget, all you Tennessee folks, if you're going to Tennessee, July 3rd and 4th, out at Short Mountain Distillery, we got the Greenway Funwaiser. It's a music festival. There's going to be live music all day on the July 3rd and July 4th. Again, this is out in Woodbury, Tennessee, out in Middle Tennessee there, with a lot of local bands. It's a great place. They got great food and a lot of great spirits out there. They put on a hell of a party, so go check that out. If you're in Tennessee, make sure you go check out Short Mountain Distillery on July 3rd and July 4th for the music festival. All right. Patty, good morning. Duncan, how are you, man? Thanks for stopping in. All right, we're going to get started. Here's what you missed this week on the shows. First up in the queue, we got Not Your Average Operator. Mike and Mellon, still not sure what Raph was saying at the beginning of the episode. It's hilarious. Raph is speaking, I believe he's speaking Espanol at the beginning of the show, and it was kind of it was kind of funny. He wasn't saying very nice things about Mike and Mellon. I'm pretty sure of it. But in this milestone episode, brings an interesting topic to light. A famous quote written by G. Michael Hoff about the rise and fall of society. The team breaks down each line and discusses what they believe it means while addressing the key values and traits that ultimately manipulate this cycle for better or worse, on how they can self-identify with each other in our daily values. To finish it off, they each share their own opinions on where they believe our current society falls into with this famous poem and their reasonings why behind it. When you read the quote, what comes to you? Where do you feel on the spectrum? So check that out. Answer the questions below. If you're not following them, please do so. That's this week's Not Your Average Operator. Stay with me. Next up, we got the Carry On Podcast. We're doing the Brandon Act Part 2. They have returning guests, Terry and Patrick, who were on the show a few months ago to talk about their son Brandon, and the reason why they brought up or why they started the Brandon Act, and they're talking about some updates with the legislation of what's going on with that particular act and its current state right now. It's been in the news a little bit, so if you're not familiar with it, Google the Brandon Act and or you could listen to the Carry On podcast. Do that as well because you'll get a lot more detailed information about what's going on currently with it. All right, next up we have the MSEC podcast, DoD Impact Aid for Children with Severe Disabilities. I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. MSEC, Military Child Education Coalition. If you are on active duty, you need to be following this organization. They have a slew of tools and resources for military families with children. On this week, the Chief Education Partnership and Resource Division within the DoDA, Kathy Fagan joins us to provide an overview of impact aid and encourage eligible local education agencies to apply for a portion of the $20 million in funding available to schools through the DoD Impact Aid for Children with Severe Disabilities Program, or the CWSD. This is a great opportunity, folks. If you are an educator out there and your school is a part of the DoD Impact Aid for children with the CWSD program, get involved with this. Take a listen to this. This is a great resource and a lot of information was put out on this episode, so take a listen. That's this week's The MSEC podcast. Next up, we welcome back our buddy Wayne with On the Blue Line. This week, his guest, Patrick Fitzgibbons. Patrick is a retired law enforcement officer with approximately 23 years of experience. Patrick holds an MBA in business and an MA in organizational leadership. He's also a life learner. Patrick is a part-time professor in higher education and is dedicated in coaching and mentoring the next generation of law enforcement professionals. Another show this week with a ton of information. If you are watching this, listening to this, whether it's live right now or later on throughout the weekend, and you or somebody that you know, maybe a child that's interested in becoming a law enforcement officer, you want to listen to this episode. Check it out. That's this week's On the Blue Line podcast. All right. Let me see here. Next up, we have the Arms Room Show. The Arms Room. This week, folks are talking about goals of self-defense and why you might not they might not be what you think. What are your goals for self-defense, and what are your goals of self-defense, and they might not be what you think. Every week you got to be listening to this. The great show. They're one of the original shows of the HMG network, so check that out. All right, next up, we have Time to Shine Today. Time to Shine Today. Guest this week is, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, Biba Pedron. She helps small business owners to connect the dots of marketing, social media, branding, and mindset to grow their business much faster, sharing a step-by-step roadmap to double or triple your revenue in 90 days. Listen, if you want to, if you're a business owner and you want to double or triple your revenue in 90 days, you need to be listening to this episode. That's this week's Time to Shine Today with Scott Ferguson. Check that out. Next up, let's see here. It looks like I got some people jumping on. Hey, if you're jumping on and seeing this, say good morning. Let me know you're out there in the internet land. Next up, we got the Ubaldi reports. This week, they're talking about Florida weather and the G7 summit, and they also talk about Harry Potter and the Supreme Court. It was actually, I don't know why, but that one I found pretty funny. So check that one out. That's this week's the Ubaldi reports. Uh, Shay, good morning to you. Perfect timing because next up we have the Power Investing in People podcast. Shay Sparks is going to put down underneath in the comments who she has on this week, and I will post later where you can listen to the episode. So good morning, Shay. I'm so glad you're here, and perfect timing. Judy, good morning. Yes, the tie has returned. I know. I listen. I actually I took this on the road with me, and I believe I had it one video. And when I was in Tennessee a couple weeks ago, I did the video, and it just wasn't falling in correctly. It didn't load correctly. So yes, the tie has returned. Shay Sparks, Ugly or Josh White. Okay, cool. All right, listen, we're gonna have. I will post, as you can see, Shay. She's got her guest right there. The Power Investing in People podcast. You need to be following this show. She does an incredible job interviewing people, and she literally has like the next, I don't know, 1,000 shows already recorded. I absolutely love. I'm kidding. I absolutely love it. She's for my thankful Thursdays. I wanted to say yesterday I'm thankful for Shay because we have great conversations and she does an amazing job. She does a great show. So make sure you check it out. All right, next up and the last show for the week. So check this out. We brought back Broken and Blessed this week. That's right, Broken and Blessed with yours truly and my man Jimmy Boggs. The topic this week was choose your hard, right? So in life, we're faced with hard things every day. We all know it. And in this particular episode, we talk about hunting the good stuff, and choosing your hard. And in short, hunting the good stuff is really looking for the positive things in life, right? It's all around you. It is all around you. And you choose those things. You wake up every morning, you have a choice to be positive or negative. Choose to be positive. Hey, real quick, I got to interrupt this because I got to say something to this gentleman right here, Bob Adams. Dr. Bob is what I call him. A mentor. He's written a couple of books. Just got a new book out that I want I'm going to post a link to the new book. You can buy it on Amazon right now. It's kind of I want to say it's about his a family member of his great grandfather, I believe. Love letters and letters to his loved Sarah, I believe. I owe him a phone call. So, Bob, if you're watching this, I'm going to call you later today. I owe you a phone call. I'm just back in the swing of things. You have to check this book out. It's a big one. You can also check out his previous books that he's written as well. So, I wanted to give a quick shout out to Bob there, real quick. Lance, good morning. About time, Lance. I've been waiting for you. Next time, just text me and let me know, all right? Listen. All right. So, back to Broken and Blessed. Choose your hard. That's the biggest topic is choosing hard. So what do I mean by choosing hard? One example that we used in the show this week was working out, right? Choosing to work out can be hard. Because when you go to the gym or you decide to work out, your body starts hurting, you do this, you do that, et cetera, right? So, but choosing not to work out can be hard as well. Maybe not at the start of it, but if you choose not to work out over time, then what happens is you start suffering health-wise, right? So we based this topic this week was like, choose your heart. So take a listen to find out more detail what we really mean by that. And of course, with this particular show on Broken and Blessed, every episode we end the show with a passage from the Bible. I want to share it with you today because I think it's important. This week's passage was Hebrews 11:6, and it says, "And without faith it is impossible to please God, because anyone who comes to him must believe that he exists, and that he rewards those who earnestly seek him." Hebrews 11:6. And I encourage everybody that if those of you that are Christ followers continue to do so, say your prayers. Those of you that are not, that's fine. But if you'd like to do that, reach out to me. I'd love to help you out with that. Some new shows that are coming on board. I've been talking about Devoted to a Soldier for a couple of weeks. That's coming out next week. We are almost done. We got a bunch of episodes loaded in the queue. We're ready to rock and roll. Danny Rocco is coming on with full force, so make sure you continue to stay tuned to check that out. Sponsors, we got a slew of them. I mentioned Short Mountain Distillery earlier. Great crew out there. Simper Savage, I brought that up a little bit earlier. Simper Savage, if you want some great marinades and some salad dressings, go order them right now. Veteran owned as well. So check that out. Digital Trigger, Attica Systems, HMG Beverage, JB Auto Clothiers, another company that I kind of dib-dab with that's coming online this fall. Check all of that stuff out. And then more importantly, I cannot forget Rick's Roasters, our roaster for our coffee, our lovely HMG coffee. Check all of that out. That's really it. That's all I have. I'm going to wait a second to see if anybody has anything. I appreciate all of you coming on and saying hello this morning. Lance, I'm particularly glad that you finally made it on time for a change. I was getting a little worried about you there, buddy. So so thank you for that. But does anybody? Let me ask you this. I'm going to put this out there. If there is something that you would like for me to cover on a live feed, DM Heroes Media Group. Let us know. Send us a message. You're welcome. Send us a message and let me know what topics you'd like me to discuss. If you have an event coming up that you would like us to attend, you would like us to cover, or you would just like us to make mention of it to draw attention to it, send it over to us. Let us know. That's what we are here for. We are here to help you get to where it is that you want to go. All right. So if you have stuff coming up, by all means, I want to know about it. I want to know about it so we can share it. The other thing is I'm gonna share this. I was talking with Shay about this yesterday. All of this that you see here, you're not always going to see on the weekly wrap up. I'm going to start asking some of the shows to come on, so you're going to hear from the shows themselves that are on the network. You're going to hear they're going to come in and they're going to start doing some of the weekly wrap ups, and we're going to test how that goes and whatnot. But you'll get to meet the host of these shows, and you'll get to hear their side of how they interpret and what they see, what's going on with the network and moving forward and stuff like that as well. So I'm actually pretty excited about that. I've talked to a couple of hosts about it already, and they're pretty stoked about that opportunity. And I think it's just another way for everybody to kind of get to see what HMG is about and get to see, other people other than my ugly mug each and every week. Did I warn them? Yeah, this is their warning order right now, Lance. No, I've told a couple of them, not all of them, but a couple of them. And it's not mandatory. I'm making it optional. So let me be clear on that. So if they decide that they want to, I'm going to let them do it. I think it'd be cool. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with it. It is the weekend, right? So I must say, have a great weekend. Make sure if you're going to drink responsibly. That is not a promo for this company by any means, by the way. They're not a sponsor. I just happen to like the shirt. So, hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'm home for a couple of weeks. I'm going to be back on the road here mid-July, and then again in August to move the boy up to Nebraska. You guys saw a couple weeks ago, I did the very short live feed from Omaha, Nebraska, and that's where the birds are flying north. I'll tell you that. We're going from Arizona to Nebraska. So anyway, shameless play. I know it's horrible. It's horrible. I'm gonna have to contact them and see if I can get any type of money for it. Probably not, but whatever. Lance, it was funny. I drove through Indiana, uh, but it was like 2 in the morning, so I didn't feel like it would be a good time to just stop by and say hello. But I got to get out there. I'll be out in Indy. I want to say in October, but I will keep you posted on that. Shoot me a DM. Shoot me a DM. We'll talk about it offline. Um, what else? Anything else? Anybody got anything? So listen, like I said, if you got stuff that you want me to cover, DM me. The HMG inbox. Send us a message. Let me know so I can talk about it here. And otherwise, that's it. That's all. Make sure you check out all the great shows that are on Heroes Media Group. Simply go to heroesmediagroup.com. Check out all the things that we're going to be doing here soon. We're working on the events tab right now because we have about 12 events coming up starting in August through Christmas. Events that we'll be attending or covering, or stuff that's going on in what we support. So make sure you check those out. Football season, Lance will definitely be covering that with the S3 with JD's show and whatnot. I assure you, for sure. So in the meantime, listen, everybody, happy Friday to you. Have a great weekend. Be safe. God bless you. God bless America. And we'll see you guys next week.